Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody had a chance to go over the minutes.
Yes, sir.
Motion to accept.
Some,
Go ahead.
so moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. These are claims.
Yeah.
This is the only claim.
Yeah, that's the only one that we have.
Okay, we have a claim for $9,500 from Beaver Excavating for debrushing and removing sediment from the Grosjean ditch. Work's completed, everything's
Everything's done. It looks wonderful.
motion, I guess.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Where do you want to send that just down
Just on the bottom, please.
here? Benninghoff ditch variance, Mike Forrester.
Yes, you can go ahead and come up if you'd like. So here's his information. He is putting up a storage unit in Hamlet. He's located in close proximity to the Benninghoff ditch. So we have his, drainage plans here. And the red, of course, is the piping and that's how he wants to put it into the Benninghoff. So he's here just to,
Yes,
yeah, get the approval today if that's how the board sees.
you're gonna go on both sides of the building is what
Correct.
I'm reading here yet, or seeing here. Okay. Just north of the elevator. In Hamlet.
So this water's gonna go right off the storage unit, right into the ditch with no catch pond.
It'll go into catch basins, and then they'll be connected, and then they're gonna go to the ditch.
It's a small area. And the ditch is not ever overloaded. So. Am I right? Mike?
You've looked at it?
Yes, yes. Cause this building here is only 150 feet long by 30 foot wide. And you're proposing,
500 square foot,
yeah, supposedly you're gonna have a couple more smaller ones.
possibly.
Because of the size of the lot.
If that one works out, then we may
Yeah,
do another one
but I see
potentially.
with the triangle lot, you can only go so much roofage in there. And we would have to another one, I guess. Am I right, Gwen? If
Mhm.
he was gonna propose another building,
Yes.
if there's problems with this, we could work with that, so. Problem, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Motion,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
So you're approved.
Okay,
And so, actually, we'll need you guys to sign the bottom of that, and please. And then I'll get you a copy of that. I'll scan it in and email it to you, so you've got the one with the signature on it. after.
Okay, great.
Yep.
that'd be perfect.
All right. If you have any more questions, don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah, we'll do. I know how to get hold of you.
Okay.
Very
sounds
good.
great.
Thank you.
you bet.
Have a good day.
Bass Lake Sediment Traps, Pat Raycroft.
Yes.
Coons. Coons Lake.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I put that on there. Yes, it's Coons Lake. My mistake. Oh, my goodness.
Want us up there?
Yes, please.
This is Matt Reichel. He is also on the board.
So they're here today. It was the last time the sediment trap was cleaned up there. It looks like it was 2017. I brought all the files in case anybody wants to look through them. And he has quite a presentation, I guess, to discuss with you guys.
Presentation. I just, this isn't about cleaning the sediment. You all have been gracious enough about cleaning the sediment traps every few years when it builds up. And it's not ready for that right now. But real quick about the KLCD, the Coons Lake Conservancy District, we're trying to improve the quality of the lake. And that's really two factors. One is to reduce the muck in the lake. And second, to reduce the possibility of blue-green algae blooms. And blue-green algae feeds on phosphorus and nitrogen. And the nutrient traps are, you know about them, right? The sediment nutrient traps. The nutrient traps, there's two of them. There's the east and the west. And the east is about an acre big, and the west is 3.5 acres. And if you look at in an average day, and they come to two dams and they spill over into the culvert, which then comes into Coons Lake. And the east, the flushing rate on the east is much greater than the flushing rate on the west. But the west is over 3 times the size. We want that water to sit in the west a little longer, or we want more water to go to the west, I should say. We want, right now it's all going to the east and it's just flying through there. We want more water to go to the west. And if you look at the size of the dams, the west is a little bit taller than the east, which is not, water will go in the path of least resistance. So we want more water to go to the west. So I think if you trim the west dam down about 1 inch or so, it's not much. More water is going to go that way and be in the 3.5 acre nutrient trap, which then theoretically will absorb more phosphorus and nitrogen, which will help us with our blue-green algae problem. If that makes any sense. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're trying to say.
So taking 3 steps back, we have found out there's no silver bullet to eliminating blue-green algae blooms or reducing the muck. So we're doing a whole bunch of different things. So we're here to ask for this, which should help us reduce the phosphorus and nitrogen coming into Coons Lake by letting more water go through the west nutrient trap basin. That's the bottom line. Secondarily, if you look at it, where the 2 dams, where they spill over into the culvert, which comes to the lake, heavy rains have caused some significant erosion on those 2 dams. A couple guys around the lake, Tom Camry, if you know him, Steve Geezy, they've gone out there and put sandbags to hold it up and to block, secondary flow coming in, like just overflow. They need to be bolstered up. If you look at them, they need to be bolstered up somehow. And I'm not here to tell you how to do it, but right now there's sandbags that are holding those pilings up and blocking overflow. So those are the 2 requests. One is to cut the size of the west dam down about 1/2 inch or 1 inch to make it equal to the east, to allow more water to go through the 3.5 acre basin. And the other one is to bolster up those 2 walls. And in what I sent, there was a study done back in 1995, which actually stated this. It was done by some Indiana University environmental. I'm happy to talk about that. I'm happy to share that whole report. It was like 40 pages long, but they also noticed that the flushing rate of the east was like 6 times greater than the west.
Is this on state land?
I believe so.
I thought we were told that we don't have any.
It seems like when I was the secretary upstairs, someone came from Coons Lake and approached us. Craig was here. It seemed like, and we all talked about this. It sounds familiar to me.
Similar, I think it was something similar.
Yeah,
When they wanted to reroute it.
right, yes.
Oh,
Mhm,
yeah,
Yep,
that was, I was here for one of those meetings.
Okay.
Rerouting the Lawrence Pontius ditch.
right.
And long story short on that one, we went way back in history and found out that there was a creek, an inlet many, many years ago. and IDEM, and they said because there was historically always a creek coming into the lake, that they would not be in favor of allowing us to redirect the Lawrence Pontius ditch.
And I thought though that we aren't allowed to operate on that state land as a drainage board.
I think you guys have already dredged it out. The drainage board did. Right.
You guys do,
We've done a lot of work in there,
yeah.
according to our records. With the sediment trap and things, but as far as that dam goes and stuff, I would imagine that would have to reach out to Army Corps and get them involved.
To clean, so.
Yes, you were.
Was that through the state or through the drainage board?
Right here.
Right.
I don't think the sediment trap is on that property. Sediment trap's before that
I
property.
think you're right.
Who owns the sediment trap? I don't know.
I think it's.
Well, actually, it's in the Pontius ditch or the other,
It's in the Pontius ditch.
yes.
Yeah.
So that whole,
What they need out there is more mitigation. That, you know, there's a lot of water that comes off of that from Swan Lake and up the road, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, they're putting it into these sediment ponds, but you know, the technology then is different than it is now. And, they need more mitigation for those chemicals and fertilizers to be held out. And what he's saying is it's bypassing.
yeah.
It's bypassing, it's just running straight in. They need to mitigate that off. They probably need more property to do so too.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother
The-
can of worms to open, but yeah.
I don't think this is that complicated of a task, what we're asking for here. It's about an 8 or 10 foot section of dam. Metal piling that has to be trimmed, I think, like that much. That's.
Well, I'm just
that's
saying
the
though, if
suggestion.
it's not our
Oh.
property.
Yeah.
That's a separate.
We
issue.
can't do it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a big deal, but I'm just saying if we don't have jurisdiction to go on that property. See,
My understanding is that you do, but I don't have any paperwork to show you that you do.
right.
So have you got pictures of this or something? Did you send any pictures?
There, no,
No.
maps and things from what we've received in the past of the area, but we don't have any pictures or anything of it. I don't even have any, I couldn't find anything in here that about the dam. All we have is anything to do with the sediment traps in here. I haven't found any dam information.
I know for an issue over in Marshall between Mill Pond and Lake Latonka, we're in the middle of redoing a spillway between those two. We still had to have some type of involvement through DNR in the state
Oh, yeah.
because it's a spillway. And then structural requirements and stuff like that. So even if you take off a couple inches of that, you probably have to have it evaluated to make sure we're not doing anything structurally to the whole dam itself to cause any issues. So
Right, okay. Well, I can definitely reach out to them and they can come on site and look at it and do their evaluation and things if that's what you guys.
I think we need to. But with research on whose it is and who has jurisdiction. Right?
I would say so, yeah, I mean, but what's that gonna do to it if you take that much off the dam? What's that actually gonna do to it when it's dry right now? What's gonna happen to it when we get a big rain and we got that much off? That's gonna be a huge impact.
It's actually not dry right now. There's always water coming over both.
Oh, it's dry right now. It is dry right now.
Okay.
It's not wet. It's dry. We're in a drought, so there's not, you can tell me there's water going over, there's probably water going over all the time, but we are in a drought right now.
I know.
And that does make a little bit of difference.
I drive by there all the time and I guarantee you there's water coming, but
Well, there's water in Kankakee all the time too when we're in a drought, but that doesn't mean that it's as high as it should be.
well, my question is there any documentation to why they designed it that way in the first place? I'm guessing somebody decided to design it that way.
How long has it been in there?
1990.
1990.
It was built in 1990. The Pontius ditch,
This
I
board
think,
probably
was
wasn't in existence.
1932.
It probably wasn't.
It was built in 1990.
Motion to
Two.
table.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
I
Okay, we made a motion to table it. We'll see whose it is and what can be done, and it sounds like a small deal to make, hopefully make it better, but it just, we make sure we have the
I
right.
understand, yeah, I can't come and say.
Right, because we can't either.
This is-
We can't either say this is ours, we're gonna do it,
Yeah,
and,
I'll definitely be. Talking to you soon.
we'll help in any way we can. We'll meet you there. We'll show you what we're thinking.
no problem.
Okay, yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rochdale ditch update, Gwen.
Just wanna let you guys know, of course, it's done. They did an excellent job. They worked on the south side, reached across to the north, went above and beyond to clean out all the brush and trees. I mean, it really looks nice, so. That's it for that.
Okay. Open bids on the Schroeder and the Robbins. What's the Schroeder?
It's the one up there at, 4B Road and, Mr. Wolf is having the drainage concerns on his property. It's right off of Coombs Lake. I checked with them to make sure that we didn't have to have any permits through them and we don't. But yeah, right now you guys have decided to just do the debrush part until we can see what the drainage concern was.
I'm here on behalf of my father, John Wolf, and he's 87 years old, and he said the last time it was cleaned was when he was a boy. And he remembers them coming in, and I took pictures of it, and it's really stagnant, and there's a big tile coming from the Plymouth Laporte Trail that comes down on the one side of the road, crosses over, goes through our property, so all that water's clustering in our field. And then it can't go across because there's all these big trees and all that. And he said, if you can get that cleaned, he'll take care of his, so everything will flow.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's first?
Sure. This is from Beaver. And it's 15,250.
This comes out of the Robbins also, of course, out of the main Robbins.
Yeah,
fund.
correct. And don't forget, they just transferred $7,000 from Marshall County into it.
Yes,
So,
yes.
And the second one is from Dirtworks. And it's 14,750. That's it, yes.
That's just debrushing.
I
Yes,
passed
it
those
is.
around, so you guys could see.
that's 2,930 feet of debrushing. And like Debbie had said, it hasn't been done in a long, I mean, it's a lot.
But it'll need to be dug after we debrush. This is what we're looking at. Questions, guys?
Is there a reason why we bid this up if all the guys are in there wanting to brush and we just don't think that there's things on?
That's what the board decided to do at one of our meetings. It was what the recommendation of the board was.
Get it cleaned up, see what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have any specific time frame for this happening or when it needs to be? done?
Yes, it's on here. Start date, of course, is upon acceptance, and the completion date would be April 1st.
Accept the lowest bid.
There's money,
What?
there's money in the account.
That's through the Robbins.
Oh, it's through Ron's.
Yes, yes, that's through the Robbins. I guess we need a motion for that. Accept the lowest bid.
Your turn.
I move to accept the bid from Dirtworks in the amount of $14,750.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Sign this.
Yes, please.
And then for the Robins, the first one is from Dirtworks. And it's for 50,000 even. Second one is from Derflinger and Son. And that's for 42,000 even. And third one is from Beaver. And that's for 82,500.
What are we doing here?
Cleaning the next section of the Robins. It's, what is the footage? It's over a mile.
Oh, yeah, it's two sections, part of the Danielson and a big stretch of the Robins. The biggest stretch that we've done so far. A lot of mature trees on there in a certain area that need done.
So we're removing trees and
Oh, yes,
It's 2 miles almost.
yes, it is. Also, something to keep in mind, because I mean, I noticed there is a big discrepancy in some of the numbers here. And that possibly is because one of the contractors came in just like a few minutes before the deadline and did not actually go to the property and physically look at it. He wanted to look at GIS. So I'm not sure that he got a clear understanding of the scope of work. So I'm just sharing that with the board. Not trying to sway your decision one way or the other, obviously, I just wanted to let you know that that's a huge difference in price, and I believe that that's why.
Well, up until now, all the bids drainage board wise that I've seen to date, I've seen the differences of maybe $5,000 to $8,000, but it bothers me that the two of those bids are that low.
Right.
That's concerning to me, that maybe they're not gonna, or they don't know what they're getting into.
We estimate there's over 3 months worth of work out there.
The one is much lower than what I had projected too, at like at 487 a foot, which was some in the past, that would have been $45,000. And you know, it went on up from there, of course, but that was the lowest I could find in the past, foot wise.
And I'm not familiar, I'm familiar with Beaver, I'm not familiar with the other two companies that are bidding out, so I don't know the history of them or know much about a history of.
Deerflinger dug 2 miles of the Robins already in past years.
Okay.
He had no trees. That's my concern with him.
There's obstacles back there as well.
Yeah, he had no trees to remove
Yeah.
In those 2 miles to speak of. Well, I don't think he had any, to be honest about it. He had to work around some, but I don't think he removed any. And then when the last stretch Beaver's done and there was no tree, I don't think there's any. He had a cottonwood or two, yeah, that they'd done, but nothing compared to what this is. And then there's a cabin back there that they're gonna have to work on the bank. Now, the cabin owner, they're easy to work with and stuff, but we're gonna have to work around it. There's a well on the bank and stuff like that. So there's extra time and effort gonna have to be spent in there. I don't see the difference between the 50 and the 80. I know both companies and so I don't, but whatever.
This is one of those things, I just don't have enough experience on this to
Yeah.
know, so I'm yield to your gentleman's opinion.
But I do worry about Deerflinger because
That's
he is brushing and debrushing and stuff like that. And
who was it that come in and looked at the GIS?
Derflinger.
Do they have any previous history doing any work for the drain?
Yeah, I said, yeah,
Yeah.
Deerfinger has done 2 miles already of the
Okay.
roads.
Okay, Deerfinger has that.
Yes, yes. And Beaver's done a mile. And Dirtworks hasn't done any on the Robin, but they've done all kinds of projects, so it's, as far as that. Between Beaver and Dirtworks, I don't see any difference as far as their abilities. I don't question either one's ability to be able to do a good job. They both have for many years, but 30,000, is,
Still a pretty good chunk.
yes.
Thoughts?
There's just a big discrepancy. That's the only thing I can't see. And I know both of them do good work, but I mean, I'd probably throw Deerflinger out just because he didn't go out there and look.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because if,
It-
he's the lowest, but he didn't actually go out there and look, and you can't tell on the map from what you got going on out there.
Right.
So,
All I know is there's a lot of work out there.
90% is dragline work.
90% is dragline work. We done a mile in about 5 weeks. Last year. I don't know how long these other guys take. I know that I've seen drag lines sitting out on ditches for years. And all I know is if you want it done before it needs redone again.
No, we've never, we've never had any trouble. I never had a problem with any one of the three, to be honest about it. Deerflinger was a little slow on his other 2 miles that he'd done. But he was the only one bidding on it at the time. So, but as far as his work is as good as anybody's, but I'm not sure about his debrushing and things like that, because that's a whole different ballgame. And I guess we have the specs and they have to dig it to our specs to be paid, so you pretty much bound to go with, like I said, I agree with the Deerflinger situation, but I don't have a problem with Dirtworks. Cause they worked on the river and Pankey River and stuff like that in the past, and drag line and stuff, so.
when's this gotta be done by? April 1?
I'm gonna need to do an extension on it, I would imagine, since we're 2 months behind and getting the bids opened up.
Yeah, we'll have to,
When was it supposed to be done by?
It was supposed to be done by, I believe it was April 1st. Looking for it right now.
That's 5 months, we still got time.
Oh, I'm sorry, March 31st, but close enough, same thing.
Are they a big enough company to handle handle the first bid that they got and this one at the same, to do the work at the same time?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
that 14,000 won't take very long, so.
Okay. So. Which one? Going with their Dirtworks at 50?
It's $32,000. They're gonna do the same scope of work. When they don't do it, they don't get paid. Easy enough.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Share the ditch.
Okay, so I had a property owner reach out to me. And we went out and checked out the entire ditch from a little south of 30 and then cleared north of 30. So this was just done in March of last year. And there is a stretch of that ditch that we sprayed it. Actually, part of it had been sprayed twice. That stretch between the Pete Moss area and up by Jeff Bird's field, I mean, it's completely full of grass. It looks like it's never even been done. I don't know what the answer is to do that, but
It's full of what? Grass?
oh yeah, I mean, just like so it's slowing the drainage down through there. And another issue that we have down through there that has been going on for years and years is the peat moss area where they're pumping into their sediment is going right into our ditch. I don't know, I should talk to them about another plan to get some of that sediment removed before it goes into our ditch that we're paying for to keep it clean, but we took a boat down through there, a little kayak, and looked, and I mean, it's all shallow again down through that area where they're pumping that dirt in there all the time. So, I mean, I think definitely something that we need to check into and possibly try to work with that property owner to get that taken care of. But as far as that, I don't know what the answer is with these weeds in the ditch. I'm trying to do a lot more research.
Is that up there north 30 there by Jack Marks? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, that's exactly where it's at. But yeah, we have a real problem with that up there. Like I said, it looks like that
It's
area,
still mucky, you know.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah, it's an ongoing issue.
yes.
So, but I just want to bring it to your attention. I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and reach out to that, Mr. Marks and try working with them and see what we can come up with as far as keeping the sediment from going into our ditch.
Yeah, because they're pumping directly out of
Yeah,
a ditch, or they're pumping into their ditch with a pump that's way down low in the pit. Maybe, you know, 6 foot lower than ground level or better. And then they're pumping right at the ditch into the Sharon. And
so again, I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
like, it's just so mucky there. It's always, if they weren't pumping, it'd be a problem. you know.
Right, yeah.
But still, yeah,
It's,
okay. Ditch assessments.
so, done some more research into this, and it looks like we'd have to have a public hearing to raise even just the 25% because we've done it in the past. So just throwing it out there to you guys, it looks like, here's some figures that Sarah had done up for you guys, what we've collected in previous years on the Robbins Fund, and what's in there now. So just something for you guys to think about in the future, whether you think that those need to be raised at all or to keep up with maintenance. There's a lot of ditches, of course, that come out of the Robbins Fund.
So speaking about not just the Robbins Fund, but all our other funds, have we already raised all those to 25%?
Years past, we have.
So everything's been raised 25% already.
Yeah, I mean,
Every-
some of them have been a long time ago, but yeah. You know, and it's unfortunate, it doesn't really break it down, it just says if you've done it once, whether it was 20 years ago or 2 years ago, that's your one time that you get. And then after that, you're required to do the public hearing.
So we're basically max for the place already, pretty much so.
Correct. So that's all I have for the ditch assessment. Just like I said, something for you guys to think.
Well, the Robins, we're holding our own because we got 100.
94.
Right,
Yeah,
yes,
so I don't feel that. You know, there's constant work on the Robins because it's so big and stuff, but we are holding our own, and some of these smaller ditches we're doing all right too,
Mhm.
you know, but
So we're bringing in 56 plus 56 is 112,000 a year on the Robin. Is that right? Am I reading this right?
believe
no,
so.
you got
That's what-
spring and fall.
Well, the spring's gonna be doubled, right? It gets doubled, correct?
No,
Spring? No,
The spring will get doubled for the fall, and you get the fall, you get the same amount, right, or not?
no, not, it's not always.
Necessarily.
No.
You do see more in this.
I see here, 24 was 25 and 57, okay.
yeah, okay,
And there's 19 ditches that come out of that pond. So,
yeah, it's a big deal, but like I say, we're holding our own.
Right,
You gotta
yes.
control things, you know, but
Yeah.
What is our cap on that?
4 times the amounts that you bring in. Per year.
for 400,000.
Yeah.
So we got room to go, but, you know. Is it necessary, I guess, right now? So,
I guess my question is, we got any other ditch that's running close that we need to do something on? If we're gonna do it, we might as well do it on more than just one.
correct,
All right.
have you got any?
Because we're running that same problem in LaPorte County, 5 years ago, it cost. To clean a mile of ditch, it cost you $10,000, now it costs you 50.
Right.
No. Yeah,
So is there any other ones that's close or?
well, this is the only fund, you guys, for the 4 county, have all of these ditches and they all get paid out of the Robins.
Okay, so everything
So
comes out of that, so we
everything.
only have one that actually
Correct.
comes out of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, and the county's talking about it, but you just found out that we've already raised them all.
Yes.
I don't remember doing that. but what year was it done? They raised them?
Oh gosh, I can let you know. I have to look back through the minutes
Yeah.
again.
I've been on
It was
it for
just
quite a
a
while.
25%. But when I reached out to the other, cause like I said, I had a hard time understanding it. It didn't really give you a time frame, so I reached out to other surveyors' offices and asked them for more specific information, and yeah, it's a one-time
I,
deal, but.
That's
I
what I
would-
understand, it's a one-time thing.
yeah, I was under the assumption we've never done any, but
Okay. Yeah.
anyway, just,
So when we did that, each one of those ditches that come in, or the 17 ditches or whatever, those all had to get raised. It just wasn't the Robbins ditch, so it was just the
watershed.
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 But I don't remember doing it. I really don't. Cause we've talked about it. But I don't remember, and I said, I've been on quite a while, I don't know how many years, but it's been a long time.
Okay, I'll pull that information up for you guys and make sure.
This thing didn't get formed until 90. Between 96 and 99 was when the board, when the watershed was formed. Up till then, there was no assessment on the Robbins. I think there was on the Sharon at that time, and then the Sharon got thrown in with the Robbins somewhere in there, but there was separate at one time. Okay,
All right.
old business,
I don't have anything unless you guys do.
any old business?
Were we gonna discuss? We don't need to do it today, cause it's getting late, but were we gonna discuss anything on trying to get this more for the ditch bank spraying on that everybody's bidding the same thing? We're gonna do anything on that, or have you worked on any of that?
I'm working on, all the bids will have the exact same thing as we talked about in the previous meeting. Everything will be same chemical, same specs, same everything like the board had decided.
Okay.
So yes, we will definitely do that.
New business?
No, I don't have anything.
Motion adjourned.
Guess there's gonna be no public comment.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks for coming, guys.